A compassion of strangers is a thing I have found. Well, that was what somebody left in one of my comments on my video this morning. And it got me thinking. It did. That's flipping me. Yeah. So I thought I'd go on a bit of a stroll and let's talk about it, shall we? Instead of sitting in that flipping chair. Yeah. I need the exercise that I do. So let's go for that stroll. Well, I've got my water that I have. And I hope to get a couple of, videos made on this walk. Now, strolling across this field, it's one of our fields, and we will be planting trees on this field. It's part of our rewilding project, and it's as you can see, it's a bit like a biscuit. It is so hot today. Crikey, mid-30s, and it's only 10 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, it's hot. So I'm probably going to regret this. I got my water. I got them in my pocket, which is pulling my trousers down, which isn't a good look, though. In fact, it might trip me up eventually when it's around my ankles. But this phrase, like I say, it was left in the comments, and it's one of the regulars to the channel, actually, and it's just a few words. And there's it's quite a long comment, actually, but there's these few words in that comment that really got me. And like I say, this compassion of strangers is a thing I have found, and that sort of, well, it touched me a little bit in many ways. Not because I found compassion in strangers, although it's obviously a very good thing, but that it made me reminisce a bit, really, of my upbringing and how things were when I was growing up. And I'm sure it's the same for many of you as well. So maybe we can reflect on this and bring back memories, I suppose. When I was growing up in Thorpe St Andrew, it's like on the east side of Norwich and what have you, I was born in 1970, so when I was that period of time of growing up, there was no black faces. I think I've only seen one. Seriously, it was just unreal. There were Asians, yes, and like Pakistanis or Indians, and there was the stereotype, obviously, and the corner shop or the takeaway and stuff like that. We also had Turkish as well, the Turks. I mean, usually they had the kebab shops, and it was such a stereotype. But I think at the time it was, in some ways, it was true. Now, as somebody who was relatively introvert, I used to get picked on and stuff like that at school and stuff because I was small, and I'm wide now, hence I'm going for a walk. So because I was small and what have you, I seemed to be an easy target. I was quiet, so that was made it even easier to see. And if I ever put my neck on the block, it made me even a bigger target. So it was quite sad in many ways. It made me very introvert, and I didn't really socialise. And I kind of struggle even today socialising. I'm thinking I'm a bit better actually since I've started doing this channel. I've got more of a point of view. Although I've pushed some people away as well because of Brexit and what have you. I'm sure many people have done that as well. And we're going down the old Shimane down here. I have to maintain this Shimane, so it was part of the deal of keeping it clear. So I need to come down here and clear these old brambles back once the old blackberries are finished, because we like to pick them. We do. But when we originally contacted Mary, because the farm was trying to take over it, you see. And we contacted Mary about it, and because the farm was putting wires across, he couldn't get through and stuff. Anyway, Mary turned up and what have you, and he was quite adamant that it had to be cleared. It was like the farm was trying to take advantage, and he was taking advantage. So anyway, that's another story. But when I was growing up, there was very few black faces and very few. It was still a few Asians. There was we experienced Asians, what have you, but there wasn't many. It really wasn't. Listen, we're talking about Norfolk, we're all inbred. Although I don't think I am, because my mother, if you didn't know this, she was a quarter Indian. She was born in India, and my grandmother was a love child. Basically a love child between servant and that, you see. So in India, colonialism and all that, lovely, isn't it, eh? Not really. And my grandfather, I need to confirm this because I don't know much about my grandfather, because he's he died when I was quite young, but I think he was Irish. I hope so, because then I might see if I get myself an Irish passport. If that's the case. Oh, I need to get that confirmed. But a lot of my old relatives now died, you see, so they're all, a lot of them are gone. So to get stuff confirmed, it'd be quite tricky. Oh my God, we've got a helicopter coming. I wonder where that's going. Yeah, so compassion strange is a thing I have found. Now, when you don't experience the other, well, you probably can't see it, but a dot in the distance. But yeah, if you don't experience the other, how are you going to actually know? And it's almost like this element of fear. Now, I'll be absolutely honest with you. Some people are going to hate me for this, but I don't lie. I will not. I refuse to lie. We've all suffered lies enough, haven't we? So I've made that's a bit of a personal pledge of mine that I won't lie. Unless I might be economic with the truth sometimes, in the sense I won't actually say the truth, even though just be to don't hurt people's feelings, if you know what I mean. Some people call it a white lie, but that means you're lying. I just won't say. So the point, although sometimes that exposes you even more than that. But yeah, it's growing up though. When I got caught by bramble. When coming across somebody who might be, of another, the other, black. Not so much Asian actually, more black really, because I don't actually understand why. I kind of I was wary. Now it makes me think about when we had some friends around, they're sort of distant friends, so to speak. I was really disappointed in them because when we showed, I've told you this before, showed them a picture of my daughter's other half, who's Nigerian, and this is ignorance. That's all it is. It's really just ignorance. And they said, "Oh, he frightens me. If I saw him, I'd be scared. It frightened me. I'd be scared." Now, although I could shoot it down in flames, I could quite easily do that because obviously I'm protective of my family, what have you. It's my job, isn't it? You're supposed to be. And but when it comes down to it, I was thinking, in all honesty, I was wary when I was growing up. Maybe late teens, in my 20s, what have you. Maybe even into my 30s. I was wary of black people. Is that indoctrination? Was it because I didn't really experience black people? Maybe. Is that part of the problem we've got at the moment? It can't be, can it? Because, we do have quite a multicultural society. And that's obviously for the best. I honestly do believe that. And, but I don't know why. To be honest, I had nothing to back it up. That's the stupidity of it. That's the ignorance, I suppose. But it is ignorant. Totally. I was a moron because I didn't know. Passing judgment on something I didn't actually even understand or even experience, and it's kind of like, why? And now obviously we've got more multicultural society. You've got obviously television. You've got all the movies and stuff. Now kind of like instills a kind of a stereotype, hip hop and gangsters and rappers and stuff. And it's spinning discs on your wheels, and bouncy suspension with the Mexicans and whatever. All this not knowing. And it is an ignorance. It's now one thing I did later on in life, I kind of when I come to I suppose in my 40s and stuff like that, it kind of clicked. I realised it wasn't necessarily that I was wary of people, I was wary of myself. Does that make any sense? It's more that I was, because obviously there was a lot going on about racism and people saying stupid stuff. And I do sometimes say stupid stuff. I've done it before, just in jest or what have you. I regretted it, you know. And even though I thought I was being funny at the time, and then I kind of like regretted it. I've told you a story before. When one of my mates going through university and what have you, had one leg. When I thought I was just being funny at the time because I was in a bit of a rush. And and when they asked him what his weight was, I don't know why they need to know that. And he was a lot lighter than me, yet he was big. He was a big guy. And oh, that's because you're half a man, I go. And I just blurted it out, because that's kind of who I am. I just blurted it out without thinking. I felt so guilty. I really did. I felt so guilty after. Obviously, I apologised and that. I didn't know, you know, I thought it was being funny, but obviously it was just stupid. It was ignorant. It was really ignorant. And I didn't even, at the time, when I blurted, I didn't even give a consideration of how those few words affected him. And it did. It hurt him. Oh, crikey. Talk about eating humble pie, you know. And I realised straight away, since I said it, that it was ignorance. My own ignorance was stupidity. And I just blurred it out. And then because of anything other than me trying to think I was being funny. And I clearly wasn't. You know, heart on the sleeve and all that. And I clearly was. I was just stupid. And I just didn't think. And that's the problem. Thinking. Very much so these days. We just pass judgment through other people's opinions because we're indoctrinated to follow the person in front. And I just feel that's a massive problem, and I've made mistakes, and it's kind of, I think I've woken up a bit. So so for me, I think myself now, well actually I was in my 40s when I realised that, hang on, Marcus, is it because you're scared of those people, wary of those people? Or is it because you are wary of yourself? Is it because you're worried about what you would say, even though, you know, you might not have the malice in it, but you might say the wrong thing? That's ignorance, you see. It's not knowing. And I wasn't particularly well read. I read, what have you. But I was very, sort of things, it was not philosophy or anything like that. It would be stuff like working on an engine or something. I don't know, something practical. That's the kind of stuff I was really interested in, you see. And it's kind of, you know, I work with my hands and what have you, and truly thinking things through weren't really even a thing, if that makes any sense. It's stupid, I know it's stupid. So, back to that again. The compassion of strangers is a thing I have found. And that just sparked something in my head. It really did. It made me realise that what a fool I have been. Seriously. A serious fool. Let's try to get some light on there. It's quite hard. The sun's over there. So it's yeah. I don't know how you well, that way. Oh, that's better. Got light now. So that's just something that's been sort of going through my head and what have you. Now, especially that I've got half caste. You know, my daughter's obviously white, and her husband. I say husband, they're not married, but they should be. Is Nigerian, so we've got black children. It was black grandchildren, and I absolutely love it. You know, they had them on this channel before. I love them to bits, and that really softens you. I'll tell you, it really softens you. It softens you. That also educates you into knowing that the stereotype, the indoctrination, is a lie. That you've been lied to all your life, you know, and it's kind of like the things that you've not necessarily followed, but been forced upon you through media, or I'm not just talking about like the Sun newspaper and stuff like that, or Daily Mail Express, all that sort of stuff. The hating of others, but it's just you're surrounded by it all the time, you know. It's different now, but all the advertising on the billboards, the advertising in the magazines, white people. All white people. Muhammad Ali was right. Everything was white, and it's stupid. It's so stupid, and I was a part of the problem. Like many people, you don't realise, or don't understand, or don't accept that maybe that you are a part of the problem. I hope I've woken up anyway, and I think I have. And especially doing this channel, you know, and it might sound strange, but you do have a connection with the people who watch your videos. I've got some people in the, you know, who comment in the videos, and many of them have been with us for quite a while. They've been so loyal, you know, and I really do appreciate it, really do. And but they all didn't race and creed, you know, and I love that. I absolutely love that. I love the diversity. And the same with LGBT and what have you, you know, it was LGBTQ. Oh, I can't remember half this flipping stuff. I really can't. I'm useless, I'll tell you. You know, but do I hold any malice to people of any minority groups, whether it be for, you know, race or have you, or, you know, you know, gay or LGBT? Flipping out, I love it. I really do love the diversity, and to be open to others and not just their opinions, but their way of life and how they feel about stuff. The fact that they're caring, you know, they worry about others, not just themselves. Although I do believe you've got to look after yourself first. Others are useless to everybody else. Seriously, you know, you've got to be selfish, I suppose, to not be selfish. So you can give. If you don't look after yourself, if you're constantly going through life and you just give all the while, then you'll get to a point where you can no longer do it. You can no longer give a bit of yourself because yourself is no longer capable. Kind of a feeling, I suppose. I don't know. A bit mad, I suppose. Can't help it, really. I think I've got a bit senile. Maybe. So anyway, what do you reckon? What do you reckon to this phrase? I really love this. I found this quite lovely, quite beautiful in some ways. The compassion of strangers is a thing I have found. Yeah, we need more of it. We really do need more of it. We need to wake up. Really do. I admit I was probably part of the problem. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't going around and being deliberately racist and stuff like that, or anything like that. I was ignorant though. I was ignorant, you know. Didn't confront people. Being a bit of a pacifist and all that, I just kind of went with the flow, you know. Didn't confront people when I should have done. When people said to me, oh, it's okay to call them the N-word because they're Nigerian or from Niger or something like that. You know, it's just, what? Don't you know history? You know? I'm not particularly well read, but this stuff was, you know, it's common knowledge. I thought it was anyway. You know? I had a period of time which I did read a lot, and now I do read a lot, but it's news articles. God. Oh dear. Anyway, you tell me what you think, and please, leave it in the comments down below, because I do read the comments. Like I say, I pick out bits like that, and it touched me. It really did. It did. And it does kind of, it reminds me of that song, a song that I absolutely love, The Melting Pot. Absolutely fantastic. And it's actually, I did actually write down the lyrics, just remembered. The first part. It's from 1969? The Melting Pot by Blue Mink. I think it was. It's kind of like a monoculture metaphor, I suppose. But the lyrics, I've got them here. I'm not going to remember them, I'm going to use this, although I have kind of shorthanded them. A pinch of white man, wrap him up in black skin, and a touch of blue blood, and a bitty bit of red Indian boy. Oh, like a curly Latin kinkies. Oh, crikey, I've got this all out of context now. Now lump it all together, and what do you have? A recipe for a get-along scene. Oh, what a beautiful scene. And I kind of like, maybe that's what we need. Maybe we need to, we need a more multicultural society, and we need to make an effort and fornicate. With Africans and Asians and everybody. And well, I think we went alone, but yeah. I'm up for it, are you? Leave it in the comments down below. No, don't tell the missus. No, don't tell the missus. Anyway, you have a lovely day, wouldn't you? And please comment down below, because I do actually read the comments, but you probably already know. I just proved it. We just proved it. Yeah, can't always comment on them, but you know, I do make an effort to actually read through them. And we do have some very, very knowledgeable people on this channel who leave comments and what have you with, you know, sometimes I'm, you know, on both sides of the coin, you know, not, you know, we all have our own opinions, don't we? And I'm open to that, I really am. Anyway, you tell me, please leave it in the comments down below. Yeah, got light now, I was in the shade there. Ta-ta.